Charlie is wearing a black shirt. You know something is wrong when Charlie is wearing a black shirt. I think they're breaking them because they want people to use YouTube Premium, is my guess. But if they were being smart about it, I think they would do a sort of a pseudo Patreon thing, where if you're like a member of a channel or something like that, you wouldn't get ads or something like that. I think that's what they should do if they really want to do it. I think breaking ad block is just not smart across the board, even though they obviously have much better numbers on the back end than I do, right? So I imagine they expect some sort of trade-off, and the trade-off is worth it for them, is my assumption. So let me jump into this, and then let's see what's up.
I'm wearing black because we're mourning. It didn't feel appropriate to put on a white shirt and have my bubbly, happy-go-lucky, enthusiastic self here today when talking about such a serious topic.
It's a very serious topic.
YouTube is currently running an experiment to crack down on ad blockers. Some of you may have noticed over the last 24 hours you're...
Alright, so this is apparently something that has been going on for a while. I said that already, but just when I googled it, there were reports of them apparently testing this, like, even a month ago or so. So I think this is just them actually now rolling it out to select people. They usually do this, by the way. If you haven't noticed, you're going to sometimes get, like, weird YouTube layouts, and that's because you're in a A/B test group. They do this a lot.
Is no longer functioning on YouTube, and you're getting a message about it.
Yes.
This is our first casual...
Alright, let's see what this is. Oh, so this is like from news reporting, yeah. It looks like you may be using an ad blocker. Alright, so this is what appears on literally every single news site you see. Ads allow YouTube to stay free for billions of users worldwide. You can go ad-free with YouTube Premium, and creators can still get paid from your subscription. That is true. That is true. I'm actually surprised how much YouTube Premium users actually have in the audience.
Casualties of this long and bloody battle. The first mangled corpses littering the battlefield. The ad block champion for which we have worshipped for so long is starting to be attacked. Now, honestly, I'm surprised it's taken YouTube this long to try and fight back against the empire here of ad block. It's been around for well over a decade. I don't know a single person under the age of 50 that even uses the internet without an ad block. That's just a recipe for disaster.
I think the only people who don't use ad block are on phones, because getting an ad block on a phone is just a pain. Unless you're using a VPN. I'm not sponsored, so I'm not going to name any VPNs now.
I'm at the point now where if a website even asks me to disable my ad block, I leave. Like, I can't even go on Forbes anymore because it has that pop-up saying, disable ad block in order to read our... And I'm out. I drop everything and I say, you know what? I'm not eating at this lunch table anymore. I just can't peruse the internet without an ad block. It feels like unprotected sex with someone completely filthy. It feels vile. So... ad block is a core part of the internet experience for a lot of people, myself included, clearly. So to see YouTube starting to shut down the ad block functionality on the platform is a little sad and alarming for me because clearly I haven't been on here without an ad block in so long.
The thing is, like, he's probably going to talk about it a little bit later on, but the thing with ad block is that it only really solves the upfront problem, right? Because, I mean, ultimately, they need to get paid through some means, right? And my thought process was always that, okay, if we remove ad block, what you're going to see is integrated ads, right? We already have YouTubers doing ad reads, right? So that's just going to become the norm for like a lot more people. So then we also have this problem of, okay, how do we get rid of those, you know? I think at some point, ads are inevitable. I don't think getting rid of ad block is still the right call.
On my phone, when I'm listening to music or something on my phone, I don't have YouTube Premium or anything, so I still do get ads, but they're usually pretty manageable. It's only like a 5-second skippable, or a 15-second ad or a 5-second skippable ad, so it's not that bad. It doesn't bother me that much, but on my computer, you know I stay strapped with that ad blocker. And I, of course, always encourage everyone out there to have some sort of ad blocker. There's even browsers with ad block built in, like Opera GX. This isn't like a sponsored segment or anything. It has a built-in ad block. You know, there's no reason to be going through the internet and being inundated with, you know, all these ads shoved down your throat and slapped around with all kinds of intrusive advertising you don't want to see. It's just kind of a necessity. It's a core part of the experience in the cyberspace. It's like looking both ways before crossing the street. Make sure you're...
I know for a lot of people, the whole, like, blocking ads and everything like that, it's like, they don't... How do you put it? Like, it's about privacy and all that, right? They just don't want to see it, and maybe they're going to buy something and they're going to feel bad. But for me, it's honestly just a case of, like, the user experience, right? In a lot of these websites, when you're bombarded with ads, like, using the website itself is just a nightmare. Because it's like an ad pops up here, an ad pops up here, while you're clicking this ad, like you're trying to close it, an ad has already popped in front of it. And then you, instead of trying to click the, like, the little X to close it off, you accidentally click the ad. It's miserable.
Ad block is on.
I mean, obviously it's not going to be the case with YouTube, though, but still.
And sometimes it's just downright dangerous to not have ad block on.
That is also
because some
true.
of the ads are just straight up viruses and malware. Now, keep in mind, this is still an experiment. They're still in Dexter's laboratory right now, cooking this up in order to fight back against ad blockers. So this isn't going to apply to everyone out there. Maybe you're still in the good graces of your ad block and it's still functioning as it always has. But a lot of users are receiving this message that says, ad blockers are not allowed on YouTube. It looks like you may be using an ad blocker. Ads allow YouTube to stay free for billions of users worldwide. You can go ad-free with YouTube Premium, and creators can still get paid from your subscription. And then you have the option, allow YouTube ads.
I do think this, and creators can still get paid from your subscription. This is like sort of a little bit of emotional manipulation, if you will. Fun fact, if you ever donate $1 or $2 to your favorite creator, you've already given them more money than you will ever do through watching their stuff. In probably like most cases. Because I think most people, if you watch someone, even like 1,000 times, it's still not going to add up to just literally donating a few bucks.
Or try
so this feels like, yeah, you can support them. I mean,
Premium.
You know.
Now, I obviously understand why YouTube is doing this. I think everybody in the world has a understanding of why YouTube would want to stop ad blockers from working on their site. And it's because they lose a lot of money to it, like probably billions of dollars to it. YouTube does rely on advertisers to be on the platform, and thus as the user base continues to grow, so does the exposure to ads, which puts money in YouTube's pocket.
This is also very, very indicative if you're following the Twitch stuff. They're also fighting their own ad battles. So this isn't just a YouTube thing, by the way. Honestly, if you want like my big picture take on this, I think what happened is that during COVID, like watch numbers on everything on social media rocketed up so fast, and now you're seeing the opposite side of that. Now you're seeing all the headlines of, oh, Twitch figures are down, YouTube figures are down. Well, they are down, but they're not down because people are watching YouTube less. Well, they are, but they're down because people watch YouTube like unnaturally more during the lockdown months. And I think this is basically them trying to recoup what seems to be lost, you know, for people who are not really that into the online sphere, I guess.
To keep the service free, so that way people can still keep getting free content. They just have to sit through the ads. And with ad block, they've kind of taken that out of the equation for a lot of people, which means a lot more people aren't seeing the ads, which means YouTube's losing out on that money. It's all pretty simple. We're not diving into any quantum computational bibble babble. It's YouTube loses money when the ad block is on, so they want to rip that condom off so they can get that money again. So ad block will no longer function, which sucks for me because I'm not a YouTube Premium subscriber and I don't want ads, which means I'll probably have to pay for YouTube Premium here pretty soon. Right now, Google is calling this a small experiment, but it's important that we realize that everything big once started small, except for me. I started small and I'm still small at 5'6". But the point is...
Wait, hold on. What's 5'6"? What's 5'6"? 5'6" centimeters. Okay, Charlie is barely taller than me. I feel somewhat vindicated.
They're saying it's a small experiment globally that urges viewers with ad blockers enabled to allow ads on YouTube or try YouTube Premium. Ad block detection is not new, and other publishers regularly ask viewers to disable ad blockers, which is true. This isn't some kind of groundbreaking, innovative technology here that detects the ad block.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it's literally everywhere.
Tons of sites have done that and are still currently doing it. YouTube is just one of the last ones to do it, surprisingly, and now they're finally deciding to get into that ball game. The article also mentions how they do experiment with other kinds of ad strategies. Last year, they did an experiment that forced users to watch a long chain of short and unskippable ads. I believe this was all on YouTube TV, where they had like 10 unskippable ads. Just
oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, this brought back some memories. I opened YouTube TV on my TV, and oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. There's so many ads. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
To test out if TV watchers would be more susceptible to long-form advertising. And then it also mentions that YouTube creators have seen a steady decline in ad revenue since 2017 with the adpocalypse. So one thing that they mentioned here, and a lot of people have...
By the way, to my understanding, I think the adpocalypse, it wasn't like across the board as many people made it out to be. Though I never made content back then, it's just from what I've heard.
Talked about is when ad block is disabled, the creator makes more money off ad revenue. I don't know if that's true or not. I've always encouraged people to have an ad block when using the internet in general, which of course applies to my content as well. So I don't know if that's going to be a noticeable impact on creator ad revenue or anything. It makes sense, like the logic makes sense, that all tracks, that if more people are seeing the ads on your videos, that means more dollars, more doubloons in your pocket for it. So I do think that it probably will lead to higher ad revenue for creators, but it comes at a cost to the viewer experience because, again, no one really wants to sit through the ads. And if they don't want to sit through the ads, then the only other way is the YouTube Premium.
What I don't understand is what I said like before. Why are they not doing the whole thing if you're a member of a creator, right? They could even do this on the back end where you need to sort of set the price for like, I don't know, like $5 per month or something, right? And if you're a member of this certain creator, you just don't get ads on their videos, right? But they still take a cut of those $5 every month. And you still get this entire ad-free thing for your certain person. It seems odd that they want you to go like all in for YouTube Premium. I guess it just makes more sense for them in terms of money.
So all of this is not exactly
how
I'd like to see it play out, because I always think the most important thing is people getting to have a fun experience that isn't a headache.
Yes.
And right now, that to me is having the ad block on and just being able to watch the content immediately with no stress and no financial investment in order to get that experience. Also, you might remember a few years ago, actually quite a long time ago now, there was a couple of delusional creators that were absolutely huffing glue, and they started to whine and complain about people using adblock. We had these hall monitors on YouTube who were like, adblock is piracy, it's theft, you're stealing from the creators. If you care about our content, you'll turn off the adblock and you'll click on the ads too, god damn it. You
I'm pretty sure that's actually illegal. I'm pretty sure, like, this is me just making stuff up at this point, right? This is not actually any legal advice. But I'm pretty sure there is something stated that you can't, like, manipulate ad clicks by literally just saying, click on this thing, right? Pretty sure.
Swine.
Because it's like manipulation with no intent to actually do anything with the ad.
Got spitballs at them and made fun of those clowns. Well, now they're probably wiggling their finger, like completely jubilated at this new announcement here. No, that mentality hasn't been prevalent in quite a long time. That's kind of faded out because it's so ridiculous to try and claim that free content is being pirated when they're not watching the ads. It's so stupid. But I just wanted to point that out right now because they're probably ecstatic. Like, they're probably going wild right now. Rip their shirt off and twirling it over their head right now. I just slapped the mic. I bet that sounded amazing. Sorry about that. I guess a little jump scare. But yeah, overall, it's a sad day. It's the end of an era. The end of the ad block utopia we've taken for granted for so long. I can only hope that this doesn't become even more widespread, because right now it's already huge. I mentioned Forbes earlier, but there's a lot of major publications that won't even allow you to access articles with an ad block on. And like, I understand. All of these sites need advertising to survive. But the problem is the ads are way too intrusive. When you
this is what I said before. I don't even mind the ads, right? I seriously don't care. Like, you're gathering all my cookies. You're trying to sell me everything I want. I don't care. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm only gonna buy it if I need something, right? I have self-control. I'm an adult. Problem is that they pop up, and I literally can't even see what I'm looking at. That's the problem.
Do make the mistake of obliging and turning off your ad block to go to these sites. You get like 9 different ads all at once. You'll have like an auto ad that plays with audio on some sites. You'll then have like a drop down ad that'll come through, which takes up like half the screen. And then you have 2 ads on the side. It's so much. It's like Charles Xavier jacking into Cerebro, but all he's seeing is advertising. It's too. So if you really do want people to browse your sites without an ad block, then make the advertisements less intrusive, less invasive, and less of a headache and an eyesore. It's that simple. That's how you solve this whole thing instead of punishing people for having an ad block. Now, in the case of YouTube, like I said, I do understand it, and right now the YouTube ad system isn't that bad. I get it on mobile, because I don't have YouTube Premium.
YouTube
so
ads are much better than Twitch.
Ads.
I will say
right
that.
Now, I only ever get a 15-second unskippable ad or a 5-second skippable ad. I'm never getting a ton of them, though there are occasionally moments where if I'm not paying attention, I'll get like 2 ads back to back, and that second one's like a minute long, so I have to go over there and be like, skip. Because if I don't, then I get like an entire short stories content worth of advertising. So they do have those sneaky little bastards snuck in there occasionally, but it's always skippable. So if you're just present, you can skip it. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't bother me.
I think this is why why we saw the TV thing before. I honestly think their rationale for like TV users tolerating longer ads is because they're not actually watching TV. I think that's honestly what it was, which also seems sort of, sort of sus, Like, oh, we're gonna give you longer ads because you're not actually watching them?
Too much. But I probably will end up just getting YouTube Premium because I really don't want to be getting ads when I'm on the computer. So, yeah. Just wanted to talk about all this. That's about it. See ya.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's not watch The Most Annoying Neighbor. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really, really conflicted about the whole ad thing. I think it generally, like, makes sense, and it's not surprising that they're doing it, but it also sort of brings up the question of, like, I wonder if there's, like, a way that it's actually cannibalizing their own views to an extent, right? Because, again, if you do the whole membership thing, I'm not sure if member-only videos have ads or not. Because if they don't, then creators might literally just start doing that, right? They're going to set up this thing for, like, $2 a month or something, and they'll just post all their videos there that are naturally ad-free. I don't know. I'm curious to see how this plays out. I think it will go through, though. Like, if I had to guess, this isn't like a test. I think they're literally hardware testing it, whether or not it breaks. And if it doesn't break, everyone's going to have it. So, yeah. I think it's only a matter of time, basically, until then. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. I've never cared about AdBlocker. I do make money from it, but at the end of the day, it's sort of a cycle, right? If the user experience is very, very bad, the person might just never come back, right? So it doesn't really matter whether or not you're earning money off of them. We're talking about a network here, and for a network, the networking effect is literally the most important value creation tool possible. So if the user experience is so poor that people start dropping off, like we're seeing with Twitch, by the way, some people are literally just fed up with Twitch's ads, which are very intrusive and often, like, literally ruin the most hype moments of all time. It sort of destroys value that way, right? So even though you're trying to do this whole, oh, we're going to earn more money because people watch ads more, it might backfire a little bit. I don't think it will, in YouTube's case. I honestly don't think it will. I think YouTube right now is sort of untouchable. But I'm curious to see how it plays out. I'll say that.